Welcome, students. Today, we are going to explore a very interesting and important topic from electrochemistry.
So let's start with a question to get you thinking. Just imagine a battery that could run forever, as long as you keep giving it fuel. This is the main idea behind our topic today, fuel cells.
In this explainer, we will break down this concept step by step, making it very simple for you to understand for your exams. We'll cover why it's a cell that never dies, look inside its chemical factory, understand how it really works, picture a car that runs on water, and ask why they aren't everywhere.
Okay, let's dive into this. First of all, what makes a fuel cell so different from the normal batteries that we use every day?
Now, what's really interesting here is that this clears up the biggest confusion. You see, a battery is like a candle. Once the wax is finished, it just burns out. But a fuel cell is like a gas stove. It will keep working as long as the gas is on. So the crucial point here is this continuous conversion. And this is important because it leads to very high efficiency and clean energy, which we will see in a little while.
All right, let's move on and use a simple analogy to understand what is happening inside.
And this illustrates the process beautifully. Just think of it as a very clean factory. You have continuous inputs of hydrogen and oxygen, and you get a continuous output of electricity. And the only waste product? Pure water.
And here is a surprising fact for you. This is not a new technology. It was actually used in the Apollo space missions because it is highly efficient and it produces clean drinking water for the astronauts.
Now let's look at the actual chemistry. What is really happening inside this factory?
You see, the whole process is split into two simple steps. At one electrode, which is the anode, hydrogen loses its electrons. And at the other electrode, the cathode, oxygen gains those very same electrons.
So the crucial point is this movement of electrons. By forcing them to travel through an external wire to get from the anode to the cathode, we can harness their flow as electricity to power a motor or maybe a light.
Okay, let's make this concept very real. We are now going to build a mental image of a hydrogen fuel cell car.
Just picture this. Under the hood of the car, there is not an engine, but something called a fuel cell stack. It takes in hydrogen from the tank and oxygen from the air outside.
And you know what? This process is incredibly efficient. A fuel cell converts chemical energy to electrical energy directly. This makes it almost twice as efficient as burning petrol in a normal car engine.
This is the most amazing part, because the overall reaction is just hydrogen plus oxygen. The only thing that comes out of the exhaust is water. It is a zero pollution technology.
Now, this raises a very important question. If this technology is so clean and so efficient, why don't we see these cars everywhere on our roads?
You might think that this is the perfect solution to pollution and climate change, right?
But actually, the problem is not the technology itself. It is the entire ecosystem around it. We need a way to produce hydrogen cleanly, and we need a whole network of stations to refuel the cars. This infrastructure is the main barrier.
All right, let's quickly recap the most important points you need to remember.
So, to summarize, first, it's a cell that never dies, as long as you feed it. Second, think of the clean factory analogy. And third, remember the example of the car that basically runs on water.
I want to encourage all of you, just focus on these key ideas and you will find this topic is very easy to handle.
And we will end with a thought for the future. Will we solve these challenges to create a clean hydrogen economy? Well, that is the big question engineers and scientists are working on today.